I'm happy to be back at our Gloucester campus, but things are pretty quiet around here. Due to the health crisis, Rowan College of South Jersey has moved classes online. However, our library, bookstore, and computer labs are open to meet the needs of our students. Despite the challenges we're all facing, we still have lots of good news to share. We'll start with an update on our spring semester. To continue to safeguard the health and wellness of our students and of our college community, Rowan College of South Jersey has made the decision to continue to offer online instruction for our spring semester, with just a few exceptions for our classes requiring a hands-on component. Here to tell us more about this is our Provost and Vice President of Academic Services, Dr. Brendan Rickards.
Thank you.
Dr. Rickards, please describe the options that students will have this spring.
So for the spring, we are designing our semester to look pretty much like the fall term. The primary reason for this is we all need stability in our lives. We all are looking for that sense of continuity, and we are looking for that sense of safety. So what we are doing is ultimately putting together the spring semester to look like the fall. As such, the options that students will have to take for their coursework is going to include your traditional asynchronous online learning. This is the type of learning that students have become accustomed to over the years, because this is where the students complete the work on their schedule. Obviously, they have due dates and specific times and things that they have to adhere to. However, there's no specific class meeting times. Instructors may have optional virtual meeting times set up, but the students aren't required to ultimately interact in any of those types of formats. The second version is our live online format. In this format, the students will have Zoom lectures. They will interact one-on-one with each other and with their instructor in this virtual format. So the idea is these live online lectures are at specific scheduled times. The students and the faculty log on at those times, and they interact as if they were in the classroom. So in this case, it's simply a virtual classroom that they're using to interact. The advantage of this is it gives the interaction between individuals that we crave as a social species, but it does keep us safe and physically distant from one another. The last type of offering will be our kind of offshoot hybrids, and these will be kind of few and far between. And the idea of these are for things that are required for licensures, for attainment of their specific, their hands-on components that they would require, that they would be using as they progress into the workforce. So you can kind of think of these as being your allied health type fields, things such as surveying, process technology, automotive technology, for example, and a few scattered labs here and there. So the whole idea behind the decision to do this is all based on student need and to the safety of the student.
Thank you. What were some of the factors that were considered in making this decision?
So the main factors that RCSJ has considered is we built an entire coronavirus response team that looked at the data that's going on in the local area as well as statewide and the country. And we are making our decisions based upon the health and the safety of our students, our faculty, and our staff. The other thing that we're making our decision based on is the academic and career planning future for our students. We did an outreach to our students to engage their opinion of what was going on with the pandemic and ultimately what the college could provide for their educational offerings and how they could ultimately become as successful as possible. We used the results of this survey to further break down how we were going to schedule our courses in the spring semester. And so we have tailored those offerings, whether it's online, live online, or hybrid, to the desires and wants that we got from feedback directly from the students. So our decisions ultimately come down to all of that continuity that we can provide and using the student data to make sure that we are very, very successful in providing everything the students would want and need for their educational future. We are not stopping your dream. We don't want to hold anybody back on their education. So what we are doing is setting up the safest, most effective way to deliver the education to our students that we can. So the core decisions that we're using is all based on health department data, CDC data, as well as student surveys that we've sent to the students, and using all of that to come up with the proper plan to get the students to where they need to go.
That's great. Are there advantages to attending Rowan College of South Jersey this spring?
Absolutely. So Rowan College of South Jersey this spring, we have chosen number one to freeze our tuition rates. So the tuition will not be changing. So obviously there's a financial benefit there because we are not changing the finances and pushing any of the charges that we are seeing onto our students. Secondly is simply the quality. And I mean, this is the critical thing. Finances are one thing, but if you're not getting what you need to move forward, that's a second. So at RCSJ, we pride ourselves in being a top-notch educational institution where our faculty and our staff are dedicated to the student. We always have the motto of student success and the student-centered culture. This is truly, truly true because all of the decisions that we make at the college are all rooted in student preparation, student success, and student support. So at RCSJ, I like to think that our faculty are here specifically because they choose to teach. They're not here because it's an offshoot of their research. They're here because they love teaching and they love preparing our students for the future. So one major advantage that you will get at RCSJ is you do get that top-notch education with faculty who are dedicated to teaching. The second advantage on top of that is the student supports because we still will supply the students with the type of support that they need to achieve their success and achieve success in their semester. So we do offer the same tutoring services, counseling services, advisement services, special services that students need in order to become successful. And the third point, and the last thing that I'll end on, and I kind of already touched on this, is the financial aspect. Because like I said, first we did freeze tuition, but the other aspect of the finances is RCSJ itself does not carry the same tuition that your four-year institutions would. By delivering our education in a very cost-effective and high-quality format, we've been able to keep the prices low and get the students where they need to be. So with our low tuition rates, especially compared to your four-year partners, you can come into RCSJ and finish your gen eds, do some of your other required courses that would transfer to any other four-year college nationwide while paying a fraction of cost of, in particular, four-year tuition rates.
Well, I'm one of the people who have been working on campus a few days a week, and I appreciate seeing all the precautions that are being taken place for our safety. And thank you so much for the update.
Thank you very much. And I'm on campus as well, several days a week. So if anybody wants to stop in and say hi, again, safe physical distancing, but I'd love to see everybody. So thank you.